Story 1. I would not say I am excited. I wish I had good benefits and a solid, promised future. I work in paving with a good crew and fairly decent pay of $40 per hour. I do not mind coming into work at all. Story 2. I work at a startup with very stable funding. $200,000 to do maybe 25 hours at most a week and fully remote. I travel a lot for fun and generally live a pretty stress-free life. The money is a bit lower than other places, but the work-life balance, remote work, and potential huge payout if we have an initial public offering make it worthwhile. Story 3. I left a 21-year career in the military and now look after and walk dogs as my job. I have started my own business, trademarked my logo, and it is going very well. Story 4. I'm a truck driver. I have 3 kids, all under the age of 3, and they take turns coming with me. I love the hum of the tractor and looking in my mirrors watching the trailer. I love hearing the hiss of the air when I set the air brakes. I love the open road. There is something special about driving on the highway and watching the sun come up and then watching it go down. I would not want to be in any other place but behind this wheel with my kids. Story 5. I am a 39-year-old in human resources, working in employee relations at a relatively senior level. I work in the National Health Service advising managers on processes. My care groups, consisting of approximately 2,000 people, are spread out across a wide area, so I need to be mobile but can work from home 2 to 4 days a week depending on meetings. This arrangement is ideal for me, as I have a tendency to become too invested in individuals, and this large group and dislocation allow me to maintain some distance. Our public sector terms and conditions are very generous, so I never feel the individual is unfairly treated by the company as I did in the private sector. Usually, if someone is being dismissed by us, they have been supported extensively over the previous 12 to 18 months. I served 20 years in the British Army, which I loved and did not want to end, but I can honestly say this role is a better fit for me. Story 6. Engineer with 30 years of experience. I avoid middle management and supervising roles. I provide technical leadership and project management on projects. I am well paid, respected in the industry, and my expertise is sought after. I do not work overtime and enjoy a great work-life balance. Story 7. Career is the wrong word, but I am taking a long break from bartending and filling the gap as a specialist mechanic. Even though my automotive service excellence certifications are long expired, not many people bother working on manual transmissions anymore, so here I am. I work less than 20 hours per month, live simply, and get to spend an honestly irresponsible amount of time with my animals and hobbies. That makes me far happier than any job ever could. Story 8. I am a professional cook, specifically sautéing at a slightly upscale French-Italian bistro currently. I am paid pretty well compared to my peers. I don't have to deal with the difficulties the head chef faces. I eat well when I remember to, basically work alongside my best friends, and help make people's dates, special events, and other occasions more memorable. People are easily impressed and quick to say how amazing you are and how good everything tastes. Those who are inclined to be rude usually don't say it to your face, probably because media often portrays the average cook as an angry person, which is sometimes true. There are plenty of challenges in this job, but when I read about what office workers have to deal with, I remember to be grateful. Story 9. Laser technician. Good salary and benefits. Interesting job. Surprisingly, I was very skilled at it, which is something I had never been able to say before. Story 10. Business English teacher. The pay is average, but I have no supervisors or competition with colleagues. My students just want to speak and have me correct their mistakes, so I spend the day speaking to people about enjoyable topics and, in a way, I become friends with them. I live in Madrid, Spain. Story 11. I feel that people who are very happy tend to earn good money, are surrounded by positive individuals, and find meaning in their work. Story 12. I am a digital marketer and trader. I work from anywhere and make about $500,000 a year. I have been living in Thailand for the past 10 years. This is pretty good for someone who dropped out of high school and never attended college. Story 13. I build custom cars, operate a food truck, and work in offshore engineering. Variety is the spice of life. Story 14. I am a project controller. I handle financial reporting and controlling for major warehouse installation projects. The work is easy, comes with high responsibility, and is well paid. I have many positive career opportunities, and the role provides a direct path to executive leadership in my organization. This is not what I initially wanted to do with my life, but I am happy with the income and professional development. Additionally, I enjoy my coworkers and the time the job allows me for hobbies and friends. Story 15. Cloud Computing Solutions Architect. Fully remote with rare travel. However, I need to practice excellent communication and teaching skills for audiences with a range of technical abilities. Story 16. I am a social worker at a hospital. Can be hard, mostly seeing sick people in death. However, I have never been in a job or workplace where I have felt so supported and valued. Story 17. Medicinal chemistry project lead at a major pharmaceutical company. Plenty of stability, decent salary, and benefits. Work-life balance is quite good because of a great team and management. Story 18. Healthcare security management. I may not be particularly bright, but I know how to keep people safe. This allows me to help my community effectively. Story 19. I am a corporate pilot. I found myself in a unique situation where I work full-time for 2 different employers. I earn a good income and am home the majority of the time. Story 20. Helicopter field mechanic. I work 12 days on, then have 12 days off. They fly me to wherever the helicopter I am assigned to is in the world for my rotations, then fly me home for my break. Story 21. I work in construction managing a small engineering department. My organization is centered around security equipment, including cameras and card readers, and I love it. Not only is the product practical in terms of life safety, it is on the cutting edge of technology. We see a lot of declassified military hardware entering the commercial markets. Additionally, it is a very small industry where everyone knows each other across the country. After more than 15 years, I have started to make a name for myself and received some recognition. At this point, I have been able to recruit my own team of people I have worked with in the past, so I genuinely like my coworkers too. It did not happen overnight, and it took a lot of hard work to get here, but I would not change a thing. Story 22. Construction utility accounting. I track the costs of building and repairing the infrastructure that supports our operations. It is surprisingly complex. Story 23. I work for a university, predominantly with international students. I like the idea that I am helping these individuals with an important part of their lives. Some of the people I assist will hopefully go on to improve society in the future with the knowledge and skills they obtain here. Story 24. Quality engineer. I find the field important. I enjoy it, and work is usually fun, especially with the correct environment. Story 25. Finnish carpenter and millwright for a high-end window and door company. I work on projects such as historical restoration and transforming clients' artistic visions into reality. Story 26. Pneumatic and pump fitter working in water treatment. Sometimes serve as a service technician when additional assistance is needed. Story 27. I am a gardener. The money is not great, but I get to live in a beautiful part of the world, and I enjoy going to work most days. Story 28. I lead a team of driver managers at a trucking company. I like trucking as an industry because it is fast-paced and dynamic. I solve problems, help train new employees, and try to improve our processes. It also pays well for my low cost of living area. Story 29. Heavy diesel mechanic. My father was in a similar mechanical field, and I decided to follow in his footsteps. Over time, I have grown to really love the work and the people. Story 30. Software architect at a large technology company. I work many hours, but I am very happy with the salary and I enjoy what I do in terms of my career. Story 31. I work for the technology department of a large United States bank. I have a nice 3-in-2-out job at their data center doing onboarding and orientation for new technology hires, plus a few other tasks. I could stand to make more money, but I am incredibly happy with this role, and it has been great for my mental health. My boss is great, my coworkers are awesome, and I am actively climbing the ladder to bigger and better opportunities. I would love to retire from this company one day. Story 32. Seafarers work on ships, travel the world, and meet interesting people. They work 5 weeks on and 5 weeks off. The pay is better than what I could earn on shore, and I receive a full refund on my income tax. Story 33. I work in human resources for a nonprofit art museum. I started out doing payroll as that is my background, but have since moved into recruiting, onboarding, and updating and integrating our processes and systems, which is what I went to school for. I love working for a museum because of the cultural importance of this type of institution. I do not have an art background and was raised in a blue-collar family, so I never really viewed art as a kid. I see what we do here through the eyes of a regular person. Most art was not created with the intention of people viewing it hundreds of years later. Collecting, preserving, and displaying this work, which is often the only way we have of seeing the distant past, is some of the most important work a person can do. Being part of that makes me feel really good. Story 34. Fashion photographer for a major e-commerce retailer. It is a perfect balance of corporate stability and creativity. Story 35. I teach cybersecurity to vocational students. I work from home. Pay is good. Hours and holidays are good. I lead the online team of teachers. We also have on-premises students with physical classrooms and a program manager to oversee that part. We get to write our own modules and content. We decide how to conduct assessments. The work is very rewarding, with low stress and great coworkers. Before this, I worked in various information technology roles at a large physical university. Prior to that, I did some contracting for the government, including Year 2000 compliance, staff monitoring, and training. It is both the hardest and most rewarding job I have ever had. It offers an excellent life and work balance. Story 36. Psychiatric social worker. Moderate pay, moderate benefits. Highly dangerous, but also never dull. Highly rewarding. Story 37. I'm an electrician. Power goes BRR. In all honesty, I like my career because of the diversity. I can be in a home one day, a warehouse the next, and a manufacturing plant the day after that. Electricity isn't going anywhere. I plan to stay in this field until I retire. On top of that, there are niche areas within the electrical field: programming, estimating, wire pulling, and conduit bending. I'd like to take a moment to thank physical trauma for pointing me in this direction. Story 38. Civil engineer in construction. Although it is a stressful job, you have a lot of freedom and feel proud when a project is finished. Story 39. Self-employed licensed flooring contractor here in Northern California. This year marks 20 years of running my own business. I love working with my hands. Story 40. I work in technology as a developer for a fairly niche platform. I have been a developer, senior developer, vice president of engineering, and left last year to work less on a contract basis. I maintain and add features to 2 websites right now. I have a few meetings a week to get my priorities and feedback, but otherwise there is a list of tasks that I enjoy working on. I took over these sites from some subpar developers, and it has been rewarding to remove all the poorly written code and improve the websites. Story 41. I call people on their phones to inform them that their car registration has expired. I get to talk to people all over the United States. Story 42. I was an owner-operator trucker. It eventually grew into a 14-unit company moving flatbed freight all over the country. No 2 days were ever the same. You might wake up in McAllen, Texas, and fall asleep in Russellville, Kentucky. It was also a great way to make over $100,000 without college debt. Story 43. I own a barbershop. It is a great life. I work with men I have known for years and like. Our clients are, by and large, very cool and interesting. At the end of the day, I lock up, leave it there, and enjoy my non-work life. Story 44. Civilian software engineering and United States Air Force aircraft maintenance. Between 2014 and 2020, there were approximately 3 to 5 individuals from my fuel cell shop, Air Force Specialty Code 2A6X4, who attempted suicide outside of work at Hurlburt Field. Story 45. operate a concrete batch plant. It is stressful and fast-moving. I like it because of the sense of accomplishment. I drove a concrete mixing truck for 9 years. That was great. I saw what was being built and what was going on. It gave me a strong sense of doing something meaningful concrete. I still drive around pointing out what I helped build until I am told to stop. Story 46. Network engineer. Designing and building things has always been enjoyable for me, even as a kid building a fort with my cousins. It is just another form of that. Seeing and understanding how data can flow almost instantaneously around the globe is fascinating to me. Although many seem to complain about information technology, I see how much time and energy is saved by employees. It really does make our lives and work easier many times. Story 47. Social media for National Football League teams is a lot of work and the pay is not great, but I am extremely passionate about it and I get paid to cover football. Story 48. I worked in software technical sales for several years. I conducted demonstrations, technical question and answer sessions, and webinars. The work was always evolving, offering new challenges and opportunities to learn. Additionally, it allowed me to visit some interesting places. Story 49. I run a woodworking shop for children. We create almost anything they can imagine and I have space for. Currently, we are finishing a kayak, several treasure chests, and a few baseball bats. Story 50. Nurse. It is busy and stressful, but I feel I genuinely have a positive impact whenever I am at work. Story 51. Lift operations supervisor at a ski resort, also known as ski and sled around and hang out with a group of cool people, making sure everything runs smoothly. Story 52. I think your personality needs to find the job that fits it for you to be happy in your career. High-stress cultures are always challenging, and I enjoy being in one as it motivates me to perform. However, I have some control over my workload and am able to set my own goals, which is important to me. Having a sense of community at work is also beneficial. I do not like repetitive jobs where the tasks are the same day to day, so I avoided those jobs early in my career. To answer your question, I am in marketing and business. Story 53. State government job in information technology supporting other state agencies. Served in different roles, including client services and business analysis, and preparing to move into an infrastructure team. I am happy because my team has always been supportive and enjoyable to work with, even if the work itself is challenging at times. The new team I am joining seems to be similar, and I will work on miscellaneous special projects that others cannot resolve. Variety is the spice of life. Stable hours, good benefits, paid time off, and retirement plans definitely help a lot. Story 54. I work for the Postal Service. It is hard to find another job that lets you work 5 hours and get paid for 9. Story 55. Went back at 30 and became an engineer. I love it, easy work for excellent money. My life is on easy mode at 39 now. Story 56. I am IT support. It is less about what I do and more about who I work with. They are the reason my job is bearable. The yearly raise and bonus are nice as well. Story 57. Art handler. Drive a truck and look at art all day while installing it or moving it from one location to another. Story 58. Not in my career role yet, late bloomer I guess, but I am enjoying my work as a student biologist. I have had the opportunity to do some very enjoyable work. Story 59. I work in a municipal wastewater plant as an operator. I love the systems, biology, and machinery, and making certain they all do their jobs well. There is occasional laboratory work I get to do when the laboratory analyst is sick or at training. We transport the waste sludge to a composting facility an hour away, so there is some truck driving involved. When something breaks, it is usually major and needs fixing immediately. Funny enough, I never thought I would be happy in a job like this, but here I am. Story 60. Healthcare construction. I love building operating rooms, hospitals, and linear accelerator rooms. Great career. Story 61. Therapist. I make a great wage, have my own private practice, and generally feel like I am making a difference at the end of the day. Story 62. I get paid to do interesting work. I never finished my bachelor's degree in engineering, But the work I ended up doing has put me in a position where my task lead said I get to write my own ticket, and my supervisor described it as a choose-your-own-adventure opportunity. If I had finished my degree and followed the normal engineering track, I would not be doing what I am doing now. Story 63. I worked in the graphics department at Solo Cup years ago doing prep work on art files and shopping images, press calibration, and more. My supervisor said he would put my Adobe Photoshop skills up against anyone. Then the company fell apart. Story 64. I am an IT technician for a college. The pay is excellent, and the work-life balance is even better. I get 30 days of paid time off per year and another 30 days of sick leave. I work from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and do not have to worry about work after hours. Vacation is truly time off with no need to take a laptop. Most of us simply uninstall our email app from our phones during vacation. Everyone in my department is great, and we all work well as a team. There is not a single bad thing about it. Story 65. While I wouldn't say I'm pumping my fist for joy every morning I have to go to work, I am still very satisfied with my career choice. I work in transportation planning. The pay is nothing to write home about, but it is relaxed work where I know my efforts are truly making a difference. Once those plans are put into construction, I can physically see the results of my labor. Story 66. I fit hearing aids. A grown man cried this week because he did not realize how much he was missing, and hearing again made him very happy. Story 67. Software engineer. I am full-time remote, earning Silicon Valley pay in rural upstate New York, in a village with fewer than 1,000 people, close to family and friends where I grew up. I own a house and get to code while spending time with my girlfriend and dog. On warm days, I code from the screened-in porch and play frisbee with my dog. I make $650,000 per year and have been working here for 5 years, with 7 years of total experience. I rarely work more than 40 hours a week, often less. The company offers great perks, benefits, and healthcare. Story 68. Engineer at a large industrial plant. There is a good balance of office and field work. Many different roles are available, allowing you to change jobs every few years. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.